morning. Don't really know where to start, so we'll just get right to it. We bought a farm. It needs a lot of work, and I thought I'd start this channel just to kind of share our journey with everyone out there. It's a hot mess, and there's a lot to do. So for starters, we'll just get the tour out of the way, okay? Walk out here. Our farm is, wouldn't necessarily call it a big farm. I grew up on a big farm, a cattle farm, in Iowa. We live in Alabama now. We bought a 12-acre farm when the city we lived in started growing, and we just want to kind of get away, get back to what I consider to be a good life. You know, provide for my family and just kind of be self-sufficient, if you will. So anyway, we'll get out here to the corner, kind of show you what's going on. It's a pretty big house, deceivingly small looking on the outside, but it's rather large on the inside. Like I said, 12 acres, got a small pond, looks pretty shallow. We've got 2 outbuildings, or barns if you will, white fence all the way around the property at one time. The previous owners, they stopped taking care of anything out here in 2011. It was built in 2003. So here we go. So this is my neighbor's house. So the white fence is the beginning of our property. And as you can see, at least I hope you can see, white fence runs all the way to the back, all the way down, all the way back. Runs over to the treed area all the way in the back there, and then continues on behind the house. Like I said, it's 12 acres. This is just the one side. It's just the one side. So come over here. This is our first outbuilding. Comes across the front. We've got this whole front area as well. Neighbor across the street there. He's got some goats, a pig or 2. Nice guy. We got this building first. It's pretty decent. It's got its own power meter. It's got plumbing on the outside for an air tank. The guy was using it as a shop. It needs a little bit of work. I've got stuff everywhere right now. That'll be a later video. I don't know what they had here. You've got some kind of old tree stumps left. Old slab here. I heard they had like a greenhouse on it or something at one time. And I don't really know what was here, but you can see this white fence that ran across the front of the property too. And like I said, they haven't done anything with it for a long time, so everything is falling over. It's old. That's actually the task for today. It's gonna be ripping this fence out, but we'll continue on with the tour. Got a little shed here. I created an emergency chicken coop on the end. We've got 5 hawks out here, so I just turned my little lean-to into a quick coop to keep them safe for a little bit. Keep my lawn equipment in there. Got a big garage with an unfinished upstairs. That's the future project as well. We've got these 2 stalls here on the garage. One end here that's just space for whatever you kind of want to put in there. I'm going to turn it into a gym here at the house. Put a fence around my flower bed up here. My father-in-law did for me. Keep the chickens out. They've been scratching everything up. So again, here's the side yard. We're on propane for the cooktop. Seems to be the only thing that's gas in the house, which is fine. I mean, it does have gas fireplaces, but we're not going to use them. Again, it runs all the way down. Got some trees back here. House has a swimming pool, which is kind of nice. The fence is needing fixing as well. This entire pool was basically destroyed in 2011 when a tornado hit. But before we closed on the house, we asked them to fix it. They did. Does not have a diving board or anything like that. Just like 3 foot on one end, 5 on the other. Got the back patio here. I'm gonna put a deck back here, fix this up. Got a little spot for my Pit Boss pellet grill there. These have to come out. All this stuff is getting removed here. Again, you know, the pool is running, it's functional. We used it this summer. Backyard comes across back. White fence around the side. Again, they haven't done anything with any of this stuff. Side of the house is looking pretty rough as well. All this you should call it flower bed type stuff that they didn't take care of. Like, this all needs straightened out before I have foundation issues or anything else, you know. And also, again, the property continues past that fence. It goes back probably another 5-6 acres or so. There's a pond way back there. I'll save that for another video. We're going to clear all that off. All this overgrowth is from them not taking care of it. They had animals at one time. They had a garden out here at one time. Again, the fence is all the way over on the other side there is part of this as well. Here's the other building. Doesn't have power to it yet. The guy plumbed it for a bathroom, but never ran the power to it or the water. I think the water's probably ran, the things that probably ran to there, but they're not hooked up, so I can't find any on-off switches or anything like that. Just kind of give you a quick look. There's no power, so you might not even be able to see anything in there. I don't know. In between these two big trees back here, they dug a big hole, and I had to clean a bunch of stuff out of there. I wish we'd have started this video series maybe a lot longer or long ago. We had a roll-off brought out here. I filled it with trash like that I just found around the farm. There was freezers, car batteries, refrigerators. Now everything back there in that hole is like the brush that we've cleaned off of stuff. Some of the other things. Just open this real quick. Right now I just keep my farm machinery. This is one of the wagon loads of trash from the move and some of the bathroom remodeling and stuff that we've been doing in the house. I keep my farm machinery stuff in here. So here's where he had a plumb for a toilet, and looks like maybe a sink and a shower, or a tub, maybe, whatever. But I know the drains are at least hooked to the septic system. I don't think the water's been ran. So again, it's just the barn in here, one of the outbuildings that came with the house. Right now, just keep farm machinery in here. This is going to be turned into a horse barn. That'd be a whole series in itself. I'm gonna put stalls in at each one of these, probably like 4 stalls. Put a little tack room in the corner, place to keep the equipment over here, and then maybe a sitting area. You know, make a little room with some, like an AC unit or something like that. It does have a drive-through door, which is actually kind of nice. You know, you can drop feed and hay and everything off as you need to. Get a quick look at the other side. Again, this was all overgrown, just as bad as the back side. I had a guy come out with a, I think it's called an SV92.5. There goes one of the hawks right now. Bastards. Always looking for my birds. I think it's an SV92 something, whatever. You know, it's a high flow hydraulic system with a forestry mulcher on it. So I had him clear this entire side of the barn. And then the barn on the other side, he cleared everything behind there for me. I will say it wasn't cheap. Anybody out there wants to know, you know, hey, what's it cost to bring a forestry mulcher out here and just mow everything down? I mean, I had him leave some of these good trees, but what you're left with after they get done mulching everything is stuff like this here. You'll be left with, you know, there's bits and pieces. Some of them are big, some of them are small. The issue I have with this stuff, I don't care that this was left. I care what it was left from, like what the tree was. One of the problems I have, it was great. Well, here, look, you can see the trees are coming back already. I brush hog this about every week or two. The issue I've had is all of this overgrowth, and I'll show you. Well, before we get to that, here. So this is the other side of the barn. It's got a lean-to on this back side as well, and then it runs out to the front of the road there with a gate. We're going to redo all this fence. So this fence is all absolutely shot. They put it in and they never did anything with it, which is sad because I imagine it costs a damn arm and a leg to put a 3-tier wooden fence completely around a 12-acre farm. It runs all the way to the back, and then they did nothing with it. They just let it rot. Okay. So here's the issue. He comes out and mulches this stuff. These are what I'm dealing with. I don't know if you can see the detail on the, I mean, these are huge thorn trees. They're huge, and they're no joke. my Kubota tractor that I've got. I've just got one little Kubota tractor. It's all I really need. Buy the attachments as I need to. I've got probably 5 or 6 plugs in my tires on the front tires of my tractor already. I talked to Kubota, local guy. He said, look, man, just keep plugging them, get your property where you want it, and then let's put some new wheels on it. So I'm not, you know, not going through putting new wheels on every 2-3 weeks or whatever. So I've just been plugging them and continuing to brush hog what I can until it's gone. We pile up what we can and burn what we can, but obviously you can't get it all. I've tried using the old landscape rake attachment. You know, the issue I have with that is you get so much raked up and then shit just gets plugged up in the tines, and then you're stuck spending more time unplugging your tines, raking everything, than you are getting anything done. So here's the front of the house. We had it had some, like a white PVC picket fence around the front. It ran from this corner to the corner of the house, and then came around here to the front, and then back down the side of the house. Broken pieces in it. They didn't take care of it. Really looked crappy. The house itself looks really nice. I mean, I like it. They put some weird white handrail on it. They didn't put the rest of the railing up. All this flower bed stuff, it all needs fixed. We had huge evergreen type bushes and everything here, like you saw at the back side of the house. We ripped all that out, reseeded that. It's still coming in, but this is like what we had in the front. It was a bunch of this stuff, and they were so big and overgrown, not taken care of, that everything underneath it was just dying. So we're in the process of tearing all this out. We're going to redo this whole thing. It's been a hot mess. We've been focused on the inside, the outside, like trying to do too much at one time. So if I have any advice for anybody, if and when you're considering buying a farm, first and foremost, I'd have to say now's not a bad time to buy a farm. I mean, you can get political if you want. I'm not real big on trading opinions or whatever. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and that's fine. I feel like any more things are getting more and more expensive. So for us, buying this place made sense. You know, we can buy this place. We could be self-sustaining, self-sufficient, whatever you want to call it. You know, and kind of have our own way with things. You know, we've got some plans. Right now, the only thing we have is birds. We've got 15 or 16 chickens. They're barred rocks, and then we have a Rhode Island red barred rock mix. And then a lady was nice enough to give us 6 or 7 Polish chickens, which are really funky looking. But they lay like colored eggs, like light brown and green, sometimes white. We got a couple roosters. And then the same lady that gave us the Polish chickens was nice enough to sell me 2 black and white turkeys, male, female. So we're gonna have some eggs, and I'm not gonna use them for like Thanksgiving. I'll have them lay eggs. We'll hatch them, and then maybe we'll raise those for meat, you know. But right now all my chickens are just for eggs. We started with some ducks. We had a male female pair, and they had about 14 babies. But I have a Weimaraner, and he has went through my entire flock of ducks. I got like 2 left. So right now we're trying to, if he's outside, he's got a muzzle on for now. I'm just trying to keep him under control from killing all my livestock. But December we should get 4 Nubian milk goats. I have a friend of mine that raises bull or meat goats, so we might get a couple of those. We're looking at maybe 2 pigs, and then 2 or 3 cows, and then that's it. The girls want horses. That'll be later. We got to get the rest of the farm straightened out. We need to get fence replaced. We need to get everything cleared off. Like I said, I mean, if you look at my backyard, my fence around the backyard, I can't even mow without getting cut to pieces when I go around the edge. I've got to do something about that. I mean, this is down the fence, and these are thorn trees. These are huge thorn trees, and they're just everywhere. If somebody knows what kind of tree that is, make a comment below. Tell me what it is, because I don't have any idea. I thought Bradford pear or whatever, but I don't think that's the case. Bradford pears, I don't think have big giant thorns on them. Not that I know. Anyway, right now what I'm gonna do before we get started in today's project on cleaning this fence off, I gotta get the chickens out. There's my turkeys, Tom and Linda. Maybe we can get a little closer to him and see. What's up, buddy? He's a big old boy. They're black and whites. Anyway, I got to get the chickens out. This is my makeshift coop I made, kind of keep the hawks off of them. When the hawks do come around, the chickens will head for cover. That's kind of usually how I know that they're out here, because I won't see a chicken in sight. So I let them free range all day. I don't know that the hawk has grabbed any of my chickens yet. I mean, they're all still here. But there is times when these hawks will come around, they will sit. One will sit right here on my power pole and watch. And I've caught one sitting on the white fence over there, and one on that power pole, and then two hovering. And I mean, so low you can almost count their tail feathers. So anyway, let me shut this off. I'll throw on a different mount, and we'll get the chickens out. All right, let's go get the chickens out. Again, like I said, this is a makeshift coop that I did. We had this little coop that you buy like at Tractor Supply or something like that. I'm gonna tell you, they last about a month or two. This thing's falling apart. They're cheaply made. My hopes are to use some of this fence we're gonna tear out to make a new coop. So, you know, again, it's like I said, it's makeshift. It's all got bungee cords and whatnot. I'm gonna let these guys out. So there's a Rhode Island red barred rock mix. It's kind of black, some of the gray and whites. There goes some of my Polish chickens. Look, they are funky. The roosters got the wild spiky hair. The females have got, the hens, they've got kind of swept back feathers on their head. My youngest named all the ones with swept back feathers on their head Karen. I thought that was pretty funny. Let these guys out. Come on, ladies. I don't know, those two just kind of like to be in their coop in here. There we go. Breakfast bullet right there. That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead and take one of those. See if they've laid anything in this other one. I had a crazy idea to make a dog crate, and ended up not using it because it's ginormous. I got to clean all the chicken crap off the top of it and whatnot. We do that every day. But the back end of it does open up. It lifts up, the lid lifts up. So a lot of times chickens will come back, go lay eggs later on. Like sometimes they lay them this morning, sometimes they lay them later. I'll come back out here about 2 hours from now and I'll find 7 or 8 eggs. Like I said, top folds up. You can look right down it. It works out pretty good. I think what I'm gonna end up doing is finally just closing it all off and turn it into like a coop. So here's around the back here. See what we got. What you got, Mama? You got anything? Nope. Nothing. We got 1 egg this morning. Like I said, we'll come back out here later on and find another one. More than one. We'll find a bunch of them here after a bit. They typically like to lay them around 9 and 10, but they sure like to be out. They really like to get out and do their thing. So, you know, it's kind of nice. So this pile here is what I cleared off 2 days ago. It was all right here, and they had a giant hole out here in between these trees as well. I've just kind of been filling it in. It's been raining here a lot, so everything's real muddy. You know, it's not exactly what I would consider to be the safest of things. But this was a big giant hole out here. You can see when they dug this hole to begin with, that's where they piled all the dirt. So I just kind of been taking my time getting it cleared off. But there's a lot of garbage and stuff out here too, so I'll show you what I'm talking about. You get over here and look in here. Freaking tin, big piece of tin laying in there. And I ain't gonna lie, I found another piece of tin over here along the fence too. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tear some of this old fence out. I'm gonna use these boards to make a better coop. I might even make one for my ducks back there. And I'll use those pieces of tin to put on for the rooftop of it. That way, keep the water down and all. Let the turkeys out. Let's go ahead and get some feed out for these guys. They still got some in their feeders, so I'll take 2 of these feeders out. She's in there getting ready to lay an egg. What's she doing? Come on, ladies. Come on, ladies. That's my big boy Luke right there by my truck. Lukey, how you doing, buddy? What are you doing, big boy? He's what they call a perma puppy. I think he's a mix between a lab and a beagle, or a lab and a corgi. I don't know. That's as big as he'll ever get. He's a goofy boy. He's fun. He's a fun boy, ain't you? Where's your toy? Where's the stick? Get the stick. Where's your stick? You want this big one? You want this big one? That's bigger than you. Alright, enough of that. I'm gonna go get this fence going. My hopes are to use some of this on the chicken coop or whatever. I want to repurpose what I can. Some of it you won't be able to, but you know, end up with boards that come apart like that. You know, they're not no good. Of course, they got nails in them. We'll have to drive all the nails back out. Hopefully, see, there you go. That's what I was talking about. This entire fence is just shot. A lot of it. Some of these boards could be reused, but I think there's quite a few that can't. Huh? Tearing out the fence. Tearing this fence out. It's my wife hollering at me. I think what we'll do, we'll make a different pile here over on the concrete. All right, so that's how I'm gonna go about doing it. I'm just gonna use the hammer and the pry bar and get all these boards off. And I know not all of them are gonna be rotted, so I'll probably get the tractor out. I've got a tool that a buddy of mine let me borrow, a cable with a, almost like a slip knot on one end. You can drop it around your post. When you lift your bucket up, it tightens up and pull them right out of the ground. So as soon as we get to that point, then we'll we'll run with that. All right, so I got that first run completely done. I thought I was gonna have to get the Kubota out here and use the bucket and that tool my buddy let me borrow. So these weren't really, I don't think, anything treated. And they certainly didn't use any concrete or anything. Not that you would. I mean, I built fence on our cattle farm with my father for many years, and we didn't use cement on anything, but was just creosoted soak posts or T-posts or whatever. But as you can see, that's probably all termite and wood rot and everything else. You know, Alabama is bad for termites, I know that. So we've had the house treated, we've had the property treated. We got somebody come out every 6 months or so and they'll hit this place, but it's looking like, I'm guessing that every one of these is probably going to be in that kind of shape, but it shouldn't take me too long to get out. But anyway, just wanted to make it known that that was kind of ridiculous. I literally just pushed them over and they snapped off. So. All right, so we're back. Got all that fence off of there. There's like 4 or 5 posts that aren't actually rotted off. I'm gonna have to pull them out with the tractor. So, and the gate, that one's obviously not rotted off either, so I'm gonna have to fix that. But anyway, let's get the tractor. So here's the it's my Kubota. It's not a huge tractor. It's a 3901, the L3901 with the 525 front bucket. I got the 5-foot brush hog. Instead of the leveling box or the landscape box, I had to opt to get a 5-foot tiller so we can put our gardens in later. I've picked up this landscape rake. It's worked on some stuff where we ripped out some bushes and I kind of leveled things out. Like I said, they're like cleaning up the brush and leftovers from the forestry mulching. It really isn't ideal at all. We got us a little wagon for the 4-wheeler, and I got a pull behind grass sweeper for when the grass gets real out of control. We rake it up and I try to use it as compost over where we're going to plant our gardens and stuff. That stuff's been sitting. I imagine we won't plant a garden until probably next year or so. So anyway, we're going to get the tractor here. Yeah, figure out where I'm going to mount this camera so you guys can follow along, if you will. Let's maybe we'll put it right here, maybe. Let's see how this works out. That'll work. All right. Okay. Let's get the old tractor out. Like I said, I've got plugs in the tires, so probably have to go air some tires up real quick, and then we'll be ready to go. small break. Gotta take my oldest to work. When I get back, we'll air up tires and get to the fence. Alright, so I've not ever used this fancy tool that my buddy let me borrow, so I'll show you a little bit what we're going to do. I don't have a tie-off point on the bucket, so what we're dealing with here, you've got this cable. I need to clean the dirt out of my bucket. I was moving dirt yesterday. You got this cable here. It's got this slip joint piece on it. So you're going to wrap this around the post and back through here and use this D-ring hook up to the bucket. I'm going to have to run a chain around the bucket to hook that D-ring up to, since I don't have a clip. So let me get this set up and then we'll get to it. Alright, so I ended up not having to use a chain. I just wrapped around and then used the D-ring, connect it back up. So we're going to give this a try and see how it goes here. Let's make sure we get a good view here. Sorry for the noise. I'll probably edit the tractor sound out. One done. Let's see if it's fairly easy or not. Less promising. It hooks real easy too. All right. Get the next one. Alright, so what I find funny is most of the posts are rotted off, whatever, you know, they weren't treated, I don't think, but all the corner posts, they actually concreted in, so I guess it's one of them deals where let's halfway do it right and the rest will just say screw it right. I don't know what they were thinking, but anyway, here you go. Big old blob of concrete around it. Took a little persuasion to get the 2 corner posts out, but get this off, then we're gonna go work on that gate, and then this whole front piece of yard is fence free. We can work on getting the rest of the stuff. So I'll get this one loose, and then we'll get that gate out of there. Hang tight. All right, let's go work on the gate. Let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. Imagine this is all lag bolts and stuff. Yeah, lag bolted in. I'm gonna go ahead and take those out. That way I don't have to try and manhandle this awkward thing. I don't know who built these. They're a little funky. It's angle iron, welded up, bolted, and then faced with wood. I mean, I probably would have just tube gated this thing myself, but you know, whatever, to each their own. I mean, you know, I don't know what they were using it for, so let's go ahead and grab the tools and we'll get to it. Well, maybe I can show you our new 4-wheeler while I'm at it. I got a chicken that likes to lay eggs on my Jeep every day. There she is, every day, get an egg on my Jeep. Look at there. What's up, Brenda? What you doing, Brenda? Huh? What you doing, Brenda? You laying eggs over here? Huh? You gonna leave an egg for me? We could check the coop again too while we're at it. See if they've laid yet today. As they do, they like to get in my garage, lay eggs. They like to lay eggs over there. Heard one of them squawking out here earlier. I think they left an egg in here already. What you got, Linda? You laying on something? No, not yet. Okay. See what we got in here. See if they left anything yet. Sometimes they do. Nope, nothing yet. There's my baby ducks. These are the 2 ducks that are left out of the whole bunch that my Weimaraner hasn't completely destroyed yet. I believe it's male, female. They are Muscovy ducks. I want to get khaki Campbells once I get my Weimaraner under control. Let's see, we're going to take stuff in here. There's the 4-wheeler Honda. We got a Honda 7, it's a 700 something, whatever. Works for what I want it for. Take care of fence lines and spraying weeds and of course having fun with the kiddos. I'm going to take this thing out. Eventually I'm going to clear these little bunch of trees off. Those are all thorn trees too. I'm going to clear those out. And then we'll run fence across. We'll put our milk goats out there. Probably have a section. We'll split it down the middle. Alright, anyway. You saw I grabbed my ratchet socket set. Let me get this fence off and then we'll rip this post out. Alright, so I tried to take out those bolts. They're corroded in there. They're not coming out. One of them broke off. The rest I can't get them out. We're gonna ram jam this thing and just bang it around and get it out. I don't know. We might not have put enough concrete on that. that is horrendous. Oh man. All right. Well, anyway, that's adjusted this video today. I just wanted to get the first one out there, talk a little bit about the farm, and then you know, we did one project, tore out this fence, so that's pretty cool. I need to brush hog. We'll probably burn some piles tonight. If we burn anything tonight, I might go ahead and get the camera back out. Thanks for watching, and subscribe and hit the like button if you want to see more stuff. We got plenty to do. It'll be a project that's ongoing for quite a while, I think. And then hopefully I get to the point where we have the farm where we want it, and then it's just updates and seeing animals and kind of just the daily life of what we do, you know, collecting the eggs, milking goats, taking pigs and cows to the butcher, you know, whatever. So if you like that kind of stuff, go ahead, hit the like, subscribe, and we'll keep posting stuff. Thanks.